But I sort of find myself bouncing around with those questions a lot more than I ever have, and a lot more sort of indecision, and a lot more. I had this sort of not naive but pretty strong sort of relentless your confidence and pursuit when everything I was doing, and I was gonna. And it was when things were as far out of reach as possible.
Dude, same. That's what I had.
All of a sudden, you sort of arrive and you have these things that were going to bring you all of that fulfillment. And they do momentarily, and then you start to come up short. And you're like, God, fuck, what is it? There's this other sort of burning desire or voice that requires attention, and that is around, I think, solitude and sort of a slight separation from the busyness of sort of life and work and all the trappings to answer some of those questions. And none of, I haven't come to any sort of finite conclusion, but I find the more I enjoy the mystery of that question and the seeking and the adventure and the path that takes you on, then without an attachment to an outcome, I've found myself a lot happier.
The better off you are.
Yeah, and a lot more at peace with the ebb and flow and things, however rapid that pendulum may be swinging. You know?
I want to know. That's the thing. Sometimes I just want to I want to know, and I want to know now, and I want to know sometimes for my own safety. It's because I don't want to be in limbo, know. But I think having that space of of embracing the I don't know right now.
Yeah.
And that's okay, and that is what is going on.
Yeah.
And let me enjoy this somehow.
And living in the questions, not the answers. There's sort of, I think that there's a danger in definitives. There's a sort of almost a lack of humility in that too. And this is where all of our sort of problems arise, is my voice is correct and yours is incorrect, and mine versus yours. But allowing there to be mystery, questions, curiosity, and I think then there's an abundance of opportunity to learn. The new things start to come your way. Whereas as soon as I kind of go, I've got it, I've figured it out, and I put it in a box, or myself or other people or scenarios, the world just obliterates that immediately. And then you're left with that disappointment, and it's that expectation that I'm going to figure it out I think that the trapping, and so but takes real courage and bravery in the surrendering to that, and the willingness just to go, wow, this sort of universal kind of cosmic dance, or this adventure we're on, is supposed to be fun, and the sort of the most serious thing you can do is not take it serious, and I find myself the polarity of things, coming back to this all the time, going, okay, but what does that mean? And then there's that brief sort of moment of stillness of, I don't know. And it's just being okay with the I don't know.
Yeah, dude. So a lot of times, when it comes to feeling just kind of in the world and in between spaces and uncertain, it's almost like, when you're a kid and you run and you want to get your foot on the base. Yeah. It's like, that's how I want I want to have my foot on a base. I want to have something that feels like it's certain, or at least as certain for as a kid waiting on, I just want to know, that's where I have to be, as opposed to being I'm going to stand here while the third baseman and the shortstop throw the ball back and forth. And I'm going to be the guy in the middle, and I'm going to enjoy that. Because the truth is, as a viewer, and I'm just using baseball analogy, the best part of the viewing is you start to smile when that guy is in between the second and third baseman, and they're throwing the ball, and you're like, how's this going to go? Yeah, for sure. That's really where the most joy kind of is. That's the anticipation, the mystery, the sort of immersion in the adventure. And it's like, this is why we pick up books and we want to flick to the end. We want to know what the end is. And same with life. And then you get to the end and you're like, oh geez, actually it was all the tropey things you've heard before, that, the journey, not the destination, so on. And I think that, and I wrestle with that all the time. But I've gotten better with understanding that I might have a handle on it today and I won't tomorrow. And that's okay, as opposed to kind of just needing that definitive, what is it about? But I mean, if we knew, if there was, the reason we, the sort of understanding of our own mortality is what allows us to appreciate and love things, without a sort of conclusion at some point and an end to it. There wouldn't be. We wouldn't even know it. We wouldn't appreciate anything. Right. What would life be then? Yeah, you don't know love without loss, and you don't know. And so,
yet we spend so much time trying to either figure out the answer or avoid suffering, yet they're, you know, the joy and the love and the loss and is one and the same thing. And without this, you know, and
dang,
but
dude,
it's kind of I do riddles with myself around it, and I don't know about you, but I was a kid at night time that would kind of be sitting there going, oh, what does the end of life look like? And if it's just blackness, if it's nothing, can I still think in the nothing, or is it like nothing? Am I, you know, that's sort of.
Yeah, do I have any toys in the nothing?
Yeah, am I allowed to like talk to someone still, or is it just like,
snacks?
It's just black?
Yeah. Is there a Lunchable? You know, like, yeah, like tell me that the nothing has Lunchables, dude.
Tell me this, yeah.
Dude, that's crazy, bro. I'm realizing that you're like a smart guy stuck in a good looking guy.